And there we go. Oh, you guys are muted for some reason. Oh, you must have clicked it. Okay. Let me unmute you.
Okay. I'm trying to unmute Chris. Evening, all.
Oh, he has to unmute. Can you hear me?
He has to unmute.
Good evening.
Okay, there we go. Always technical issues.
Yep. I muted myself.
Is everybody's audio working?
Everybody's audio is working. Can you hear me?
All right, sounds good.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to the Sunday Night Ragchew. We got another guest tonight. Joining the Ragchew crew. Chris, W9TEK. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Let me make sure I've got this run. Okay. Yeah, awesome. It's good to have you. Chris and I have been talking in the background in Discord off and on. He's got some interesting insights on some potential EmComm options. It's been on other YouTube channels, but Chris is delving into it and getting me into it. I know nothing about it. But we're going to talk about some other things, and we're going to do a little JS8 call tonight because we're not quite ready to discuss and talk about what Chris and I have been talking about. So Chris has brought this forward to the Ragchew crew, and we're going to maybe do a series on EmComm options. And I've done some things on WinLink and JS8 call and different things. But I'm thinking what we might do is take some of these Sunday Night Ragchews and just get on one of these, say JS8 call or WinLink or whatever, and send some emails or do some QSOs with other people on the YouTube and test some of these features out. We had this major outage this last weekend, right? From the what was it called? The security company that ran all that.
I can't think of. It's one of those companies you don't hear about until something actually happens. It looks like
so basically all these banking systems, Microsoft Update, all these systems, I guess, are running through. I had a video pulled up, but I don't know it's a news thing. I don't know if I can show clips. It was a 2.5-minute clip explaining it, but I don't want to put it on the channel just in case. I'm sure everyone's up to date on what's going on. CrowdStrike. Thanks, Ryan. So the company that's supposed to keep things from going down and hacked and this and that, I guess, went down or something happened to them. I guess that's why we're not supposed to have all of our eggs in one basket.
It shut down credit card companies. It shut down some hotels. It shut down airlines were shut down.
Sorry, Chris.
Lots of systems were shut down over this event. And Paul, do you mind if I shared a story of our net last Thursday?
Yeah. So hold on 1 second on that. Yeah. So one of the things, and if anyone else has anything that they can put in here, I've got to get a different light. It's covering my chat. I know that it affected airlines, which is the industry I'm in, banking, like Michael said, and a whole bunch of stuff people couldn't pull. There were YouTubers that put videos out that they couldn't get out money on their ATM. So these are those things that we have to prepare for. Now, this isn't the first week, and it's not preparedness week, but
CrowdStrike got to it.
But yeah, it's something we need to be prepared for. And what we'll focus on the radio weeks on the Sunday Night Ragchew is preparedness options for emergency communications. So that'll be kind of a series we'll start going through. And of course, there's other YouTubers that are doing that. But we'll try to run it and we'll do some tests. I think we got Chris frozen again, but we got his audio, but the video's frozen.
Well, Chris, we can hear you just fine.
Chris has been he's got everything on CrowdStrike, so he's down again. Just kidding, Chris. You come back in when you can. So banks, thanks, frequency. Go ahead, Michael. Michael's got a story for last week's net.
We were doing a Aries net, and our Aries net has about 30, 40, sometimes 60 check-ins. So you can imagine when you're trying to check in all one frequency, you're going to have doubles and triples and quadruples, and it's constantly crashing. So a lot of times the person that's running the net may even hear just a part of the call sign and recognize the voice and is able to log that call sign in. But what we've utilized on that particular AriesNet is we started using WinLink. WinLink, for anybody that's in Aries or EmComm, WinLinks is one of those basic things. And there's a lot of other things, and we're going to discuss that a little later tonight. But the subject of the net happened to be on WinLink, of all things. And so when we're checking the check-ins on WinLink, the internet went down. So guess what? We're using WinLink through RF rather than just doing the big batch job, the quick and easy and quick and dirty. Just use the telnet and get it off the internet. No, we actually had to use RF to get those check-ins off of WinLink. So that was a perfect example of itself of why you need immersive communication, why you need to have the backup, because we end up using RF, which we normally don't. We cheat when it's coming that high of volume, and it worked. It worked just fine.
I guess I did miss a fun one.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the next morning that we realized that Microsoft was having a blue screen party. So
yeah. Hey, Chris, your video is great. So don't, if it pops in and out, don't worry about it. Your videos, when it's working, is smooth. So
I jumped to Wi-Fi, so it should be better.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So that's a great example. What's happened this last week is a great example. So many areas of preparedness for those kind of things, like the basics, right? A 72-hour kit with some cash in it in case you can't take money out, things like that. But we can discuss that another time. Tonight, we're going to, so I've got JS8 call up and running, and then we're going to kind of discuss some of Chris's ideas that he's been throwing at me. And he's got a channel, and he's going to be posting his videos. So if you haven't subscribed, go to technology. It's there in we'll let's go ahead and post it in the chat too, so people can click. If you haven't already subscribed to Chris's channel, he's on. I think he's one that's on pretty much every time I'm doing a stream. He's a loyal supporter of the Sunday Night Ragchew. So he's definitely got to be part of the Ragchew crew now. So, Chris, tell us a little bit, whatever you want to tell us about yourself and your channel, and kind of some of the things some ideas you have that you've got. It could be some of the stuff you told me or some other stuff. So you got the floor.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. So I am creating a channel that's ham radio adjacent, very much steeped in ham radio, but I want to get into things like tools for hacking. This is a Hack RF Porta Pack, which has a lot of really, really cool ham radio stuff that you can do with it. All the way to dealing with Raspberry Pis. I got a DigiPi here that I've been playing with. Trying to get into 3D printing. Got a 3D printer back there that I'm 3D printing some amazing, like absolutely nice. Amazing, like stuff, and just wanting to share and have fun and show people how to do things like PCB design, 3D printing, and I'm actually a 3D or a PCB designer by trade, so I do a lot of very intricate, highly crazy stuff. So
no wonder you know so much about the let's talk a little bit about what you're going to bring up. And I know it's been on a couple other YouTube channels, but I don't really know anything about it. Chris knows a lot more about it, and he's interested in it. And it looks like an interesting thing. So I went ahead and ordered a couple of them. Hopefully we'll have it for next week. And Chris will come on again at some time, either next week or in the near future, and show some of the stuff he's doing with it and the potential that we can use it in preparedness or EmComms. If you want to talk a little bit about that AOIP.
Yes. So you can take a little device, little tiny device, and take a I'm going to do it. Apologize. A Baofeng. And
Full flying.
Bufwang.
Full
Yeah,
flying, as Jason and Not a Rubicon
exactly.
calls it.
You got a green antenna, you're forgiven. Anything green.
And so you essentially take it, plug it in, and now you have an audio interface that you can do things like WinLink and APRS with a phone. And so for EmComms, this is highly valuable to get the techs out there to be a part of ARES, RACES, whatever emergency communications is going on around you. And I think it's being underutilized, and I'd like to see more of this. There's some issues. Could probably use a few design tweaks. So as a PCB designer, I'm looking to actually probably redesign this so that the cable doesn't come out through the top. This is the one issue, is you can get interference from the antenna. So it's just a very simple, I don't know if you can see it.
It's good.
So it's,
it's good.
Yeah, perfect.
It's a very simple board. You don't have to run it in a 3D case at first if you don't want to. I would suggest a 3D printed case. And I have created a 3D printed case of my own design. But there are a few others out there. I wanted to create one that went into the Baofeng, especially because it's got a kind of a real small little area that it feeds into, and most of the boxes don't really fit very well. So
was that, you said that was one, that was a design you, because I did see some of the 3D printed on the links you showed me. That was one you designed yourself, the 3D print?
I will have to share that out. It's on Thingiverse.
Okay.
And it's just it's an open design. A few people in the ham radio community have downloaded it and played with it. I think I shared it on the car Discord as well. So
okay, cool.
So, Grayman, are you asking for some tacos in the chat?
He's always wanting tacos.
He wants tacos. Yeah, because I was looking at the board, and I'm definitely going to want some kind of case on it. So, and I use resin printers. I suppose I could print one with resin. It's not a high, it's not necessarily going to break or anything, I guess. But the PLA is definitely stronger for something like that. But Universal Radio Control is So
yes, it is.
Yeah, so I ordered a couple of them, and hopefully it'll get here by next week. Again, if not, then Chris and I can collaborate, because I want to know a little bit about it, and then have Chris come on and maybe talk a little bit more about it in depth of stuff he may be doing. And I did end up, because my previous Raspberry Pi is running my All-Star node. So during the Prime Day, I bought another full set with cables and everything of I think it's a version 4, because the version 5 is now like $125 Raspberry Pi. So I got another Pi I can start playing with again. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I've got Pis everywhere.
All right, let me switch here. So we can discuss that, but for those who want to test JS8 call, this isn't. I've already done a video on how to use it. So, and there's tons of others. So if you want to get on here, K5 VOP is mine. I'm on 20 meters right now. I'm assuming it's still working. Yeah, I see something there in the waterfall. So we can practice. If anyone wants to practice JS8 call, and we can QSO tonight while we discuss this stuff. So one of these options is the AIOC, and I'm going to learn a lot from Chris, I'm sure, and we'll be on to collaborate some mutual videos back and forth. He'll have a lot on his channel as well. And so what are our other options that you guys think are great for as a part of EmComm? I've got JS8 call up here. Anybody else with some other suggestions or comments on good things to have for an EmComm's package.
Well, obviously, WinLink. I think we already discussed that one.
Yeah, WinLink's definitely good. We did a video on that, and that's something you can do anytime. Emails. So if you lose the internet, cell phone, you can still get information out with emails if needed. I like JS8 Call because it's got that similar technology to FT8, so it works in poor band conditions. So if you can see my screen, you'll see all the emails all the call signs I've been able to see in the signal reports on the right, and on the left you'll see the ones that are currently popping up, and then I can choose one of these waterfalls here so that I get that in the yellow screen. But there's some others. Thanks, Gray Man. Hey, there's some others. What about? Oh shoot! I put it in the description, and I forgot the names of the things I put up. I'm gonna have to pull YouTube up. There's two other things that are interesting. PREDV, I think, is the name of it, which is an HF digital voice mode, and so that's something that we'll have to try in the future. I've tried it during the daytime with an NVIS net, and it worked okay for me. I don't know. I can't remember if the band conditions were good or bad that day, but two other guys on that net were talking very clearly with the PREDV HF digital mode, voice digital mode, and it was working good for them. And then the other one is, it's hold on, let me minimize because it's on my desktop. Oh, Vara AC is the other one. Vara AC is another way that you can do peer-to-peer RF communications. So that will be another one that we can put in our arsenal of EmComms and software and modes. Thank you, Don. Yes, Vara AC, and we'll do that one on another day. I'm just going to do a real quick CQ. Let's see if we can get anything out. So I know Michael deals a lot in EmComm. I don't know how much, Chris, you deal with EmComms or what you've done as far as your own emergency communications.
Yeah, Paul, your hearing
Yes.
aid's going off.
What?
Your hearing aid's going off.
Oh, is the sound? Is the?
Yes,
Hold on. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm not hearing it for some reason.
Chris got that one.
Oh yeah.
Well, why wasn't I hearing it? All the volume's down on.
I don't
that.
know. All of YouTube was, I'm sure.
All right, let's try. I'm going to do it again. Tell me immediately if you're hearing it. Let's see. You hear it?
Take that hearing aid.
So you're hearing the thing, but I'm not hearing it. Well, that's irritating.
Yeah.
Because I have it plugged in to be able to hear it, and then I'm supposed to be able to control it with this mixer, but I guess maybe it's not set up right.
Right.
All right. Anyway. JS8 call normal, Ryan. I believe it's normal. Let me oh, I've got it set for fast actually. I wonder because I didn't change that. My neighbor's dog is upset from Frequency Frontiers. I don't recall changing this. Maybe I did or didn't. Do you find normal to be better overall, perhaps? 16 words a minute. Oh, okay. You're on fast. Ryan, or someone has some experience in that. I've used JS8 call, but not a lot to know differences. Maybe one's more stable than the other. Go ahead and comment on that. Well, I'm not going to be able to do this if it's pumping audio through. I guess I can disconnect the audio cable from the radio. Give me 1 second.
That might help.
It is through the RF audio, and maybe that's the issue.
All right.
Here we go.
All right, I hope that's it. We'll find out. It's weird because I could hear the radio before, when I was testing all my audio a couple days ago, and now I couldn't hear it for some reason. All right, I'm gonna try again, guys. So watch your ears. I think I unplugged the audio cable. Anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Still?
A little bit.
Yes. It's not as loud though. It's not as
The
loud.
radio.
It's a
Well,
little
I've got
lower.
the mixer volumes down. That's weird. Let's see. We'll do it one more time. Well, Don, so you've got a lot of experience in there. Do you guys still hear it?
No.
Okay. It's on my mixer, so I've got the mixer all the way down on there, so that should be good. I'm just not sure why I'm not hearing it. Well, Don, it sounds like you need to get on with us sometime and talk about JS8 calls some more. I learned basically the basics, and then I taught it to a group of people in Oklahoma and Texas that I do EmComms with in my men's church group, so that they just knew the basics. You know, you've got your groups and the call signs and all that. Let's see if anyone can. I guess I could put a heartbeat out and see who can hear me first. I did not know they stopped support of JS8 call. That's too bad.
But that's pretty cool. South Africa for 15 minutes. Just chatting
That's
back
awesome.
and forth on GS8 call. That is cool.
So, yeah, I don't think I've ever been able to. I've made a couple, maybe 2 or 3 African continent QSOs on FT8, but I've not been able to have a conversation with anybody. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if no one's seeing me or not, but
My radio is not working with it.
Well, of course.
Is it not running?
You're on a live stream. That's why nothing works.
Of course.
That's how it happens. Internet went down on me during the net, so I mean that's how that happened.
Well, radio is 1 is none, 2 is 1.
So Don, do you think there might be a point where it's not going to be usable if it's not being supported and updated? Or do you think it's basic enough and programmed enough that it would continue to work?
They did say routing messages to other stations via other stations is the power of a GS8 call. So basically, it's a mesh. So that's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know software development or programming, so I wouldn't know what could or couldn't happen. Were you catching anything, Ryan? I don't know if you're on or not. So basically, the is it AIOP or AOIP? AIOP, right? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So is that it's basically replacing like a DigiRig or SignalLink or something, right?
The AIOC? Yes.
Yeah, AIOC. Sorry, not
Yes.
AIOP. Okay.
That to me makes
And in
sense.
a very thanks, Don. Yeah, in a very small form factor too.
Very small.
And I was going to use it with my all-in-one. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was going to use it with my Baofeng initially as well. So, and I know there was an option, Chris, when I was looking at ordering on one of the sites, and it said like a Kenwood option, a Baofeng Wushan option. Is there some differences in the pins? Do you know anything about that?
I think it's only the Kenwood pins, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah, one of
So
them had like a couple options, and I thought that was it's the only one, and I don't remember which website, but I didn't order from there. So, is it something that it's basically just going to work with something that has the two inputs, right, or the two
yes, the
jacks?
Kenwood style jacks. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm still going to have to use for my Yaesus. I'm still going to need to use my DigiRig thing.
So, Paul, can you go ahead and fill up the full screen so we can see your screen there? I'm still learning the software. No, not with me. There you go.
Okay, so I remember reading, Don, that it did say something about programming. It mentions APRS and all these other things, but I'm so new to it. Chris actually introduced it to me in Discord, and he was talking about it. And then we wanted to kind of look into options for using it as EmComms or kind of backup comms if you have no other comms to communicate. So it is going to be a fun project, but it's something that I don't, I know how to use a signal link. I know how to use a DigiRig. So if it works the same and I don't have to program anything, then I should be able to use it without a problem. But if I have to start going in there and doing some Linux programming or doing something like that, then I'm going to run into problems or I'm definitely going to need somebody to show me how to do those kind of things.
I like the idea of it. You can program your different radios through it. So if you're in some sort of an emergency communications scenario and you got to reprogram a whole bunch of radios, you can do it with one cable.
Oh, that's good. But if it's only, well, I guess it'd be just for the Baofangs and the Kenwood types and maybe the Wushans or whatever, right?
It'd be yeah.
Are those pins all the same on basically on all those radios?
Pretty sure. You might have to. It might be a little tight in some, because unfortunately, given a box of any kind of radios, Baofangs, you're going to have differences between all of them. Some have spurious emission, some of them don't.
Yeah, and I noticed that, Don, the website did have Direwolf. So is that, or maybe you know this, Chris, is that the program used to use it? Okay.
So that's more for setting up a repeater or that type of thing.
APRS.
The APRS runs straight off of your phone. Same.
Oh, so you just use the phone on that? Okay.
Yeah. So there's WOAD, which is when the WOAD, and then there's APRS Droid is the other one, and they seem to work very well. I've tried the APRS, works fantastic, but I don't really have too many people to talk to where I'm from for WinLink, unfortunately.
Let me see if I still have APRS on here, Droid. Oh, I guess I don't. I got to reinstall it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have it on.
I don't have anything on my iPhone right now. I used to run APRS off there.
It requires Android. Do you have Android?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, it's Android only.
You can go ahead and you can leave now, Michael. Just exit.
Shame. Hey, I like my phone.
I'm just kidding.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
It's a nice phone. It goes well. It's good.
It takes calls.
Is it is it because of the interface, the software interface, Direwolf?
No, it's just because of the being able to interface with things through the USB. Apple doesn't really allow that unless you pay the Apple tax.
No, so you have to have a specific cable or what?
You have to pay the Apple tax, and you have to. There's a lot of things you have to go through with Apple to be able to use the connector.
like
just don't want
developer
that.
type stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They don't want to get hacked.
So
Well, that's
Android,
why
They don't
I
want
use
some-
Android.
They don't want a third
Right.
party crashing their entire system like some other company did.
Yeah, there's two parts to that, and that's one thing I've liked. You know, I'm Windows and Android. I do have an iPad because I'll give it to Apple. They have the longest lasting batteries on any device I've
Yes,
ever
they do.
had.
Yes,
So I
they
do
do.
have an iPad. I don't know, version 2 or 3 or something. But I've always used Windows and Android, and I like the openness of it, the more compatible hardware, software, all that kind of stuff. Being a gamer back in the days when it was the beginning, there were hardly any games on Mac, so of course I gravitated to Apple. I mean to Microsoft and Windows and gaming and all that. So and it was more expensive. And with Android and all that as well, there are more, but with that comes that decreased security, you could say, that the potential, if you're not careful, of where you get your apps and stuff like that. So that's definitely a risk.
So with Android, you can take a USB key, plug it into the phone, and you can actually install an application from a USB key. So again, in emergency communications, if somebody doesn't have an application, but say has an account for WinLink, has an account for APRS, and they just don't have it on their phone, you can install it on their phone, and they can go to town, go to work.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So as far as emergency communications, I think it's just underutilized, and
it definitely has potential.
yes.
And about how long ago has this? How long has it been out approximately? Do you know?
So the AIOC has been out for 2 years, maybe.
Okay,
Maybe
because I know that
3 years.
I don't know why I can't remember. MAC, K4 MAC, I think. MAK, K4 Mac. And I think TO's done one with, I think he was with Jim on the ham nuggets. There are a few videos out there. I think Tech Prepper's done it. I could be wrong on that one.
He did the DigiRig Lite, but he shows off the APRS and the WinLink on Android.
Yeah. Okay.
So I definitely recommend watching those videos just for kind of setting that up. But it works pretty darn well. I've yet to use it with my computer though, so other than programming.
I'm guessing Don's not an Apple fan. He's got all kinds of alternatives.
Well, he's got the 12-volt mini PC, which is a good thing for. That's one thing I don't have. I've got 3 mini PCs over here running various things, but I don't have one of the 12-volt type things. My backup power is all AC plugs, but they do have the 12-volt plug too on some of my backup power things. So probably a good idea for me to get that. Ham Radio Dude. Okay. I have to look him up.
Ham Radio Dude.
I know I'm subscribed to him. So I have to look into, see, I like the mini PCs and it's Windows, so I'm familiar with it. I like the Raspberry Pis, but I'm not a programmer. I don't know Linux and all that stuff. So it's a little more difficult for me. But I like the mini PCs, and with the Raspberry Pis, the version 5, the same kit as this one I got, which is basically a case, a 64 gig drive, HDMI micro cable, and the AC adapter. The version 5 Raspberry Pi was $125.
Ouch.
I could get the mini PCs for that. So I think they're going to start pricing themselves out.
I'm a little confused here. So the mini PC, is that is it a full laptop or is it a
Raspberry Pi style?
Okay, so you still had to put the peripherals in it. Okay.
Let me just pull this up right here. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, go ahead and go full screen there. If you're good.
Well, there's a 6. I just put in a mini PC. These aren't the ones I bought, but look at this. You got 189, 139, 179, and these things are the size of maybe 2 credit cards in
Right.
so I've got 3 of these, and it runs the Wires X node, it runs my Innovato ham clock, and one runs my security cameras for the house. So
Nice.
they're cheap. I mean, you can get higher powered ones. Here's a 12th gen i9. It's a bigger box, I think. It says mini computer, but the really small ones for 129 to 180, they're sufficient for pretty much everything we do.
Yeah. For my portable WinLink station, I actually have an Evolve laptop. It's a small laptop, very big, and it does a
Yeah.
great job. I just plug the signal link into it, plug the AC
Yeah.
in that, we're good to go.
Yeah, I love
And
my.
we've
Apple
even done
ones.
search and rescues using it, where we use that little small PC to run the APRSFI into the Google Maps, and you can see where all
Yeah.
the search parties are
Oh, nice.
live. So yeah,
Yeah, I had little mini netbooks, stuff like that. I had 2 of them on here running the stuff, and it was just cluttering everything. And when one died, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something different. So I got an HDMI splitter and the mini PCs, and now they're all split into my 3rd monitor in the top right. So this computer that I use and the 2 of the mini PCs can all run on the. I just hit a different button for the different HDMI, and I see them on my 3rd monitor. And then I've got a separate $80 touchscreen that's just a touchscreen monitor for my Innovato ham clock, which is my sometimes in background for my streams. So it decluttered my desk too. Well, there's more cables, but there's no laptop sitting all around. And then I just got this little 2 of these. If I can reach it. Come on. I got 2 of these Bluetooth keyboards and a mouse, and it's at each one of those, and it just runs those when I need to. So they can sit aside, and they're not cluttering my desk.
Nice. Yeah, I'd hate to show my desk right now.
Well, I probably need to rewire it again because the wires are everywhere. And then for my portable work at the DFW Ham Fest, I was able to pick up a Windows Surface with the case, the
Oh wow.
pen, and everything for $220. So that's gonna be what I do my portable ops and POTA and stuff like that on, instead of my big laptop that I was carrying around. Well, I may not be connected right or something. I'm hearing people, but I can't get out, I guess, on GS8 call tonight.
Yeah, I'm not able to get on with my X6100. So sometimes it's fantastic, but
well, that's because you're
Yeah.
doing a live stream. Everything goes wrong when you do a live stream.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me just see if there's a
It's
difference.
a number
in 40
rule.
meters.
When you're running in that and you're trying to give a demonstration during the net, that's going to go bad.
You can practice it 10
Yeah.
times and it'll fail. Yeah.
That's right. But hey,
Yeah, I'm not
all,
seeing anything on
all my
40.
videos on my channel, by the way, are edited on this iPhone.
Wow.
So don't
What's
knock
that?
on too much. It does a decent job. All my videos are edited on this iPhone, and they're uploaded by this iPhone.
Oh, on the phone,
Power.
yeah.
That's the power of Apple. I've been an Apple fan for a long time.
Yeah, they got great products. I never knock their products. It's just not for me.
I worked at an Apple partner store, basically a Genius.
Oh yeah.
I've got Apple everything, not an iPhone.
I just like it because it's portable. I can be anywhere and edit. I can be spending the night on a field day and edit. I've done that in some field day videos, some of my longer ones.
Yeah, it's got great features, great products. Like I said, I would never knock it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Everything else I got PC.
Trying to see.
so tried 40 meters, and I wasn't even seeing anything. I'm not sure it is transmitting. I've got it at 50 watts. I'm not sure why I'm not getting out. I'm gonna try a couple more times.
No.
No, it's showing the. Yeah, I'm really not sure why it's not doing it. Unless I've.
So somebody walk me through what happens during a JSA call, and what can you do with JSA call, Chris?
So from what I understand, I haven't used it a whole lot because I don't really have anybody to really talk to too much around me, and been wanting to do more of this type of stuff. But it's just it's very similar to FD8. I'm sure I'll get corrected. And you're just able to send short messages, but you're able to send it through people. So it's kind of that mesh network. And I believe
no, Don, we don't have an hour for that. We're already talking about it for an hour. But I mean, so basically, my understanding from JSA call and FT8, you're basically, it's like a text message back and forth. Is
yes,
that what I'm
okay. Very short messages.
So like a Twitter,
yes.
I don't know how many characters you can limit it to, but so you can just take care of fast, minute stuff. I mean, you're not doing big old ICS 213 resource request forms or anything like that.
No. Well, let me show you real quick, Michael. Something's not transmitting. I'm not sure why. But basically, all the call signs on the right, these are the call signs I'm hearing, and shows the signal reports that I'm hearing them at. This yellow one, this yellow box here, is anything that comes to me or a group that I'm in, or if I'm in, or where my bar is in the waterfall, is going to come in this yellow section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the left section is the current, unless there's a time limit on this, the current activity. So this is what just popped up. And then where I reply is right here. It says type your outgoing messages here. So you can select someone here, and you see how it selects them over here on the right?
Right.
Whoever's selected, when you come in here and type in here, it's going to go to that person that you're selected automatically. So I don't have to see how it says right here, type your outgoing directed message to K7LVH here. So if I want to select someone, I can go here. I can come up here to all call to go to everyone that has all call, and a group that I have set up for my group. You can create your own groups with the @ and so it's simple. You select who you want to call, you type your message in here, and you'll see your conversation in the yellow box. This over here is everything in the waterfall. Okay.
So an equivalent of Tweaker or Twitter, which is now X. It's like 160 characters is your limit. What's your limit on JSA?
That's a good question, because it'll send it in chunks. So I suppose there isn't a limit. I can type a paragraph, and it's just going to take however long it takes to send those characters. Don, maybe because I have it, Don can maybe explain it better. But maybe because, it went back to fast. I switched to fast. Maybe this determines how fast it goes. So this is this fast mode is 24 words per minute. Turbo's 40 words per minute. I don't know if that reduces how good it transmits or not. But you can type an entire sentence in here, and it might take 2 or 3 or 4 transmissions, but it will get the whole sentence out. Yeah, thanks, Don. There's no limit.
So the standard FTA sequence, but instead of the CAN message, it breaks the message up to FTA. 15-second windows, but I'll send the message back to back, so be careful.
Yeah. So yeah, you may not type as long of, you're not going to type paragraphs, but you can definitely communicate ideas, thoughts, anything, needs, whatever you need. You could communicate what you needed to through this, as opposed to FD8, where it just sends your grid square.
Don corrected himself. It's when the smoke starts coming out of your box.
Magic smoke.
Yeah. That's why all my antennas handle at least the 500 watts that my amp puts out, or up to 1500. And of course, you got to think of digital is usually a little less than SSB. But
we have a club member. I haven't seen him in a while, actually. Speaking of amps, be careful where you put your antenna when you have an amp. He put his he had an attic antenna, a big time contester. Well, he found a 600-watt amp, and he's like, "Man, I'm making some great contacts. Boy, it's starting to get hot in this house." He burned up the PCB board in his AC unit in the attic.
Yeah. Yeah. What I meant, Don, was that
Careful.
the digital is usually rated. They usually rate antennas at a lower power outage, power output with antennas on digital is what I meant by that. But yeah, it's because it's 100% duty cycle.
I think I got a rule for recoil. It's 100 watts SSB, 50 watts CW, and I think 25 watts digital. So you got to be mindful of those things.
My Hustler antenna, 1500 watts, I can do whatever I want on it. Nothing's going to melt that aluminum.
Yeah.
Even radio.
Well, yeah, it's just
too. Like by the little FX4CR I have here, I can do 20 watt, single sideband, but they only recommend like 5 or 10 watts digital.
Yeah. Yeah, I put together that Chameleon mag loop, that DIY kit, and I remember it's made for QRP, but I think the limit for digital was 10 watts, and then voice I think was 20 watts, but I was completely unsuccessful in getting anything in from on the 10 watts. No one probably could hear me, but yeah, I like to, for digital, even FT8, I usually run around 40 to 50 watts standard. And then if I'm really struggling getting someone, like I've had to go up to 75 or 80 to get to finish with the exchange with someone like in Africa or something sometimes, but usually I run 40 or 50 watts.
And luckily, if you're doing VHF, UHF, there's no point going over 20. There really isn't. I'm just going to say that because we have storm fighters that want to do 50 watts on their APRS so they can get in. Well, nobody else can get in. That causes problems. So be kind to one another. Limited to 20 on your APRS.
Yeah, and that's another thing I haven't really delved into. Is APRS messaging. I've always beaconed it during Skywarn, and that's about the limit of my APRS usage so far. So I'd like to get into that as well. Maybe include that in one of our Sunday Night Ragchews to talk about APRS.
I think the FTM 400 kind of helped with that because you can pull up a keyboard on there, but of course you're going to be pulled over. You're not going to be able to do it driving. I mean, it's even more dangerous than texting on a phone. But I guess it just didn't really catch on that well to have a keyboard to do APRS. So it's not something they put in their subsequent radios.
About the only thing that I've seen that has that APRS messaging is the DigiPi. And that's going to be something that I'm probably going to work on here too. So I've got a Ponagachi. So it's another hacking.
Did you say a Tamagotchi?
No, it's a Ponagachi.
Did your egg hatch?
So this is a hacking toy.
Isn't that tower in Los Angeles that Bruce Willis saved?
Oh.
No, that was the Nakatoni.
Something
like that. Yeah.
We always have to do one movie reference per live stream.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
Die Hard.
So you got all the hacking gadgets.
I like building them. They're kind of fun. But in here is a Pi Sugar battery board that'll go right onto a Raspberry Pi Zero. And so what if you could have something like a DigiPi that is able to do all of this stuff and be able to connect it up to a computer or a radio and do a lot of those modes on the go as well. It's battery operated and you just plug it into your whatever radio and away you go on your phone.
Yeah, there's so much to this, man. Welcome, D. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, D. What is war driving?
Yeah, you're going to have to explain war driving. Is that something you know, Chris?
Yes. So this is called the war driver.
Okay.
And
I didn't know if it's a ham radio thing. I was just like, is he driving a military vehicle? Was he okay?
so Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course also covered this. This is it basically goes out and it pings Wi-Fi. It just listens to the SSIDs, takes a GPS location. It's got a GPS in here. It just also has a cell tower board on it, that I can pick up cell towers and ping everything, so that I don't know if you remember if back in the day, the olden times before people had GPS in their phones a lot, you could still find yourself with like what Wi-Fi was around you, and it wasn't very accurate, but it worked, and that basically contributes to that type of database where you can find your location from the Wi-Fi SSIDs around you.
Ah, okay.
There's some other cool
Well,
stuff you can do with it, but yeah.
So
trying to
whenever
be
the government
handling
shuts down the GPS satellites, you still have a way to.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Well,
like,
this is unfortunate. I'm not sure why my radio is not transmitting tonight, but anyway.
Yeah, GS8 call hates both my.
Well, I'm
radios at
just
the
looking,
moment.
and there's not even any power output for some reason. It's showing transmit, but there's no power output on my SWR and power meter, so I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't changed anything in it. But if anyone does want to try these, like JS8 call, you can always message in Discord, and as long as I'm at the radio, I should be able to test it. So
sounds like Paul here has a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it all went over my head, so every bit of it.
There was a lot there. Yes.
So my tagline, Chris, on my videos is always, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it.
Exactly.
And that's my tagline. And I got lots of friends that know how to do different things. They don't all know the same things, and so that's what's so cool about the hobby is if I don't know something, I got somebody else who does, and we make it work. So
And
more driving,
collaboration. And, yes. I don't recommend. There's a war driving app you can get on your phone. I don't recommend that. I was watching my phone battery like tick down real quick. I was like, oh my word. So I have a device for that. So, but it's just able to pick up Wi-Fi, satellites, Bluetooth.
Does it bust through the encryption?
No, it doesn't do anything with the encryption.
I was going to say.
I don't have anything that will.
You're not using a still Wi-Fi, right?
I don't have anything that like is really used for stealing it. That requires a level of sophistication that
there's
only pen test on your own equipment.
So that's another term I haven't heard. So explain for the crowd, what is a pen test?
Penetration testing.
Which pen do I use? You want red ink, blue ink? Oh.
So typically, a company will hire someone, hackers, to try to get into their facility, into their computer equipment, their network, and they'll use various ways of trying to gain access. Right. And so those pen testers will try to gain access and then do a report on how they did it so that they can fix it and improve their networks.
You know what? One of their methods to do that is they drop a few USBs out in the parking lot.
Yes, that is a very famous one.
Yeah, and people pick up the USBs. Oh, what's on this? And they plug it in
That
their computer,
was
and there it
that was
is.
made
Oh,
that was made famous by a guy by the name of Kevin Mitnick, I believe.
Hmm.
Very, very interesting in how they will social engineer their way into uh, a company, and people need to be vigilant. And it's just showing people how, where there might be holes, and then how they can fix it. So it's very valuable.
I mean, the only people I really trust are princes or royalty from the continent of Africa who have money to give me.
yeah.
Those are the only ones I really trust.
I
Because
think
course.
it's
they're
like a
they're
lot of
rich.
money, too.
But of course,
They're royalty. They're not going to take my money. They have money to give. So
But
I
only
must be
trust the
true.
ones from Nigeria,
Yeah.
because the others, they're a little shaky. Nigeria is the one that.
Speaking of that type stuff, I watched that movie Beekeeper, another
I have
Jason
not seen
Statham
that yet.
movie. Yeah, it's
I
actually
was-
free now. I think on YouTube if you got premium. I think,
Oh,
or maybe it was Netflix. It's free right now on something, either Netflix or YouTube. It's another Jason Statham movie, but it's pretty good. There's definitely some violence, so not maybe not with the little kids, but it's about call centers. People hacking and screwing people over. It's called Beekeeper.
I watched something today that had radio involved. It was what was the name of it? Land of Bad. Had some radio involved in it. It was pretty nice.
And bad. That sounds familiar. Is that
Yes.
Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I think I saw. Oh yeah, I saw that. Okay. Yep. I recognize the image. It's got Liam Hemsworth.
Yep. He creates an antenna out of a plastic bottle.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've seen some guys in YouTube channels. I think out of Indonesia. I watch a lot of stuff on hydroponics, gardening, just growing with water and nutrient. And there's a couple guys that it's like they gather trash like Coke bottles, and they'll make a wall of hydroponics, and they'll grow all sorts of vegetables out of these Coke bottles. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess you
interesting
could make an
stuff.
antenna too. If you can grow tomatoes out of one, maybe you can make an antenna somehow.
I believe he made some sort of a star-shaped satellite
Uh-huh.
dish out of
Interesting.
some other parts and connected it up to his Harris radio, and was able to make
Oh, freaking.
contact with the eye in the sky. So it was
Well, it sounds like we got a few others in here with Dee and Don and some other you guys know about all this stuff. So,
Bunch of hackers.
yeah, I got a bunch of hackers on here. Am I going to get flagged now? Freaking FBI coming down on my YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. My son, my youngest son, is actually taking the Google cybersecurity course right now to see if it's something he's interested in getting into. But
So
I
just to let you
definitely
know, got you subscribed. Can we get it to work? There you go.
Oh, sweet.
yep.
Heck yeah.
So I'm subscriber number 7, and
Awesome. I was three today. So I do apologize. I work 40 hours a week designing,
I work
designing
280.
crazy PCBs, and I'm going to school as well to finish up my degree. So it's
So Chris, no worries.
life gets in the
Sometimes
way.
I try to get every other week if I'm able to do that. But I like to do every week. But in fact, I started filming today, and I just got worn out. So
Yeah, I took not this past week, but the previous week off, hoping to do some videos, and unfortunately, honeydew list got in the way of that one. Kind of. Oh well, it is what it is.
so y'all help him out. It's in the ticker there. It's youtube.com
So-
/@TEK Knowlogy. KNOWOLOGY. If I can get the words out right.
but it's kind of a play on words. And I got three kind of in the queue at the moment. So hopefully I should be able to get one of them out here soon.
Oh, no wonder I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, I had to click on the link from earlier, so I'm going to grab that link. And
yeah, I was kind of a big tech William Shatner fan at one time too, so that kind of dates me a little. So it's like,
hey, Martha, welcome. Thanks for joining. I didn't realize Facebook works with the chat.
Oh, that's
Good
cool.
to see you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been setting it up on Facebook as well, trying to build it on both, and Rumble as well. But Rumble, I just can't get it to multi-stream to Rumble because I'm usually individually uploading videos to Rumble. I just want everything to be on Rumble because I don't know how long I can trust YouTube.
Well, YouTube's I don't know if y'all get into gun things, but Hickok 45, they are taking his videos down because anything doing with gun sponsorships or anything like that is now against community standards.
Yeah, they're cracking down on it.
So he said that his past videos, he doesn't know they're going to take those down, but
I've kind of been thinking about like seeing what Twitter would or X would be like as far as like posting content too.
I don't think you'll have a problem with X. He made it very.
Yeah, I think it's pretty open.
Yeah, he made it abundantly clear because he's getting a lot of calls to take a lot of liberal media stuff off of it. He said, no, absolutely not.
Yep.
He said, it's open for both sides, and I'm not going to censor them.
All right, well, we've hit an hour, guys, and unfortunately I couldn't get the JS8 call to work. Not sure why I'm not transmitting.
I wish I could hear you on that too. Sorry about that.
But we'll try. We got other days, and so look forward to those videos. Check out Chris's channel and Michael's channel on Getting Out in Life on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already, and look forward to some of Chris's technological videos coming out soon, and some more on this little digital device that we can use with our HTs and perhaps implement in part of our EmComm's plan. So if you have anything else you want to, you kind of plugged most of it, what you got coming up, Chris, or you got anything else you want to get out to the crew tonight?
Not a whole lot. I'm pretty active on X, same name, at Technology, and I've got a few trying to do some POTA stuff, trying to do every time I get out and do POTA, I'm having issues at the beach, and freshwater beach, and it's like it's causing me issues, and I keep failing every time. But hopefully I'll be able to do some of that here soon. But
very good.
School, work, family, it gets a little hard sometimes. So
life gets very, very busy sometimes.
Yeah,
those are priorities. And so, Michael, what do you got coming up on Getting Out in Life?
I don't have my next video planned yet. So if y'all have something you want me to cover in the North Texas area or some subject matter, my whole premise of my channel is just get out and experience life and just get out of the mundane. I work from home. I live here, and there's some days I don't even start my truck up. So I need to get out and enjoy life more and really grasp it. We all have busy lives. I'm working 40 to 60 hours a week at the minimum, and trying to get my volunteer work in as well. I do volunteer with the local Aries group and some other groups, but you got to have time for yourself. You got to get out in life. So if y'all have ideas or places you want me to cover, please let me know. Just shoot me a message at gettingoutinlife@gmail.com.
Yeah, and the same goes for our Sunday Night Ragchew, guys. I've got the Discord. It's in the description. It's in my YouTube channel. Join it. You got comments. You got ideas. You got something you want to come on and talk about that we can get out to more people. Hit me up on the Ragchew Crew Discord, and we'll set it up. That's how Chris got in here and has brought up a cool topic that I think is awesome and an important part of just having fun, but also emergency. It could definitely be used as emergency communications in various aspects of digital modes and APRs and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys check out the Discord as well. And if you're watching this after the fact, go ahead and make a comment, suggestion, idea, or maybe some mode that you're using in your EmComm's program. And it'll be something we could talk about on a future Ragchew Crew topic. But that's pretty much it. I don't have any videos coming out this week, so I'll see y'all next. I may live stream from Japan on Wednesday if I decide to throw the antenna out the window. But it's summer and the mosquitoes come in, and so I haven't done it for a couple months. And then just a reminder: in a month and 4 days from now, I'll be in Tokyo at the Tokyo Ham Fest.
I'm jealous.
So
I am
look
jealous.
out for that. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go for the first. I'm not going to go for the 3 days I was planning. I'm just going to go for the first half of the first day. I'm hoping that ICOM has their radio out to show. So hopefully that'll be enough to get enough exciting things for people to watch the video. All right, that's pretty much it. Thanks, and thanks guys for the comments. Don, all the information you've given, that's great on the JS8 call and the other devices. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks for joining the Ragchew Crew on the Sunday Night Ragchew 73s. Have a good week, gentlemen. Let's say goodbye in whatever way you want to say goodbye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. But for now, y'all take care.
Absolutely.
Be safe. Bye. And Chris, great to have you along, sir.
Thanks again
for having me. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you.